Hey kids, this is Paul Greiner. I'm 2 months deep into my property preservation career, and I'm just going to go over some of the general equipment that you would probably want to have with you to do the job. First, I have a short little 6-foot ladder here. It's great for peeking your head up into attic accesses, just to take a few pictures from the access and hop up there. And then I have an extension ladder also for getting on roofs. You always want to get on the roof. A lot of your money can be derived from there for replacing shingles and cleaning gutters. It's easy money. You don't want to lose out on something as simple as that. Inside here, I have a pile of extra keys. You never know when you're going to need some for a drop box. And I keep a tape measure handy and a fistful of random writing instruments and brushes, especially these Vis-a-Vis pens. They're great for filling out your forms that you have laminated. Another item, you always want to have a firearm. You never know where you're going, and you can only be so safe. Moving right along. Back seat. You see I got my weed whacker coming through and a car seat for your children. Never know when you got to pick a kid up. This is an essential piece of equipment. It's a battery operated chop vac. Save you lots of time and effort. You'll need this for you'll utilize this the most for winterization, but obviously it's a shop vac, so you'll use it frequently for other uses as well. Some other things I keep on hand, I keep a rope. I keep this for tying on extra debris or any other materials I may have to bring with me. I keep a 10x20 tarp. If you get out to a site and the roof has a leak, you can make some fast money real quick with the tarp and some furring strips. Tack it down and tighten up a leak. Also, we have an extra extension cord. I keep a 50-footer on top of my 100-footer just in case I run out and go the extra distance. All right, in the leaf blower. Leaf blower is great. I go with an electric one as opposed to a motorized one. It's one less motor I have to care for, and I can run it off my inverter that I have in my car. I'll go over that in a minute. But it's great for blowing out gutters and blowing other leaf matter stuff if you do a long cut or anything of that nature. Moving right along, we got I keep a supply of locks here. I got half my box here full of 35 241s and half 44 535s. Those are the most common used in the industry. There's also a 66767 that is used as well. I've been directed that if I come along a work order that has one of those, I could put either one of these in its place and it would be acceptable. Lock boxes. These are lock boxes. You'll get work orders to hang these on the doors. They're very particular about these, whether they want numeric or alphanumeric. About 5% are alphanumeric. The rest will all be these numeric ones. I also keep padlocks on hand. Usually more than this. This just happens to be what I have because I put a few on today. But they'll want you to install these to protect sheds, crawl spaces, and other things that need to be locked up. You're going to want to carry a shit shovel. Most of the houses that you'll find will have no water or electric. This is the answer. Backyard, corner, have fun. A little sandpaper and a screw assortment. You never know what you come across. I always keep chalk for my chalk line, hammer, pry bar, a big pair of channel locks for gaining access to houses, as well as a drill and a driver. Save time by not having to switch bits. And then you always want to have some cutting fluid as well on hand for when you're drilling locks to save your bits so you're not burning them up real fast. Keep some flying insect spray. Never know when you want to be safe. Other times, if you see that there are active flying insects, quick $10 to spray a hornet's nest. Adjustable wrench, ruler, bug spray. Also keep a full set of drivers. You want to make sure that you always have, you know, security bits or whatever. You never know what kind of installation you're going to encounter. Drills. I keep drills. The most common one that you're going to want to buy a few titanium 3/16 are the common size for drilling a lock. Obviously, utility knife. I keep straight blades, and I also keep a hook bladed one in my bucket for when I have to cut shingles. Sawzall blades. You never know when you'll use a sawzall blade. The most common use is when a house has all slage locks. You just have to tough it out and cut it out. It's not fun, but you got to do it. It's the only way to get those suckers off. Obviously, they made those to secure a house. Keep a pair of big, nice, strong dikes handy for cutting or crimping or mashing. Channel locks, scrubbies. In case you got to clean a fridge or do a maid service, you always want to have scrubbies on hand. Zip ties, you keep zip ties. You'll use these for winterizations when you're zip tying a water meter or a cutoff valve. I don't know why I had this. Rolls of tape. Keep rolls of tape handy, you'll need them. You'll use them. More channel locks. Square, so when you got to cut some wood, you always want to have a nice straight edge. I got this magnetic armband. You can see I use it for when I am changing locks. Makes it quick, keep all your screws handy, save you some time. I also got the putty knife, a punch, a cat's paw, and these are always really convenient. These little interchangeable multi-use screwdrivers will help you out. I got a little pancake compressor here I use for nails and mostly for doing winterizations. I got a 25-foot hose here. I would recommend a 50-foot hose. A lot of times I find I'm cutting myself short with this one. I just haven't had a chance to replace it yet. On top of that, to do your winterizations, you're gonna need one of these puppies. It's a pneumatic fitting to a bushing to a hose fitting for a normal 3/4 inch hose. Cost about 15-16 bucks for this little sucker, so make sure you put it somewhere where you always remember it and don't forget to leave it behind. Not to leave it behind. On here you also see I keep screwdrivers, needle nose pliers, chalk line, chisels for chiseling out a door just to make sure that the latches catch. I got a big screwdriver for when I'm busting locks up. Then we're moving on. I keep a broom, a saw, knee pads, a sawzall, a socket set, an extra weed whacker line with me. What are you pointing at?
Knee pads?
I said knee pads.
Oh.
I keep a tool belt. You never know when you're going to be doing a job and need to keep a lot of stuff handy. And then we got an assortment of gloves, mechanics gloves, some leather gloves, even some insulated gloves for grabbing those cold ladders on a freezing day. Gonna trim some hedges away from a house. So that's also some quick, decent money. I keep a loppers and a hedge trimmers, also for cutting things off of a roof that don't need a saw. I keep my 4-inch trenching shovel handy for cleaning gutters. Here's a 100-foot extension cord. That's the primary extension cord I use and then I use the 50 on top of that when I need it. See, I got my lawnmower chute here, and then I keep some random fasteners just in case. Make sure you always have some concrete ones for installing locks, hasps and locks for crawl spaces. Over here, I got my non-ethanol, ethanol-free gasoline for my lawnmower and my 2-cycle for my weed whacker. A big roll of construction contractor bags, Comet, bleach water, whatever random cleaning product I happen to find at a house. Some all-purpose cleaner with bleach for doing refrigerators with mold. Get some nitrile gloves. You don't have to get these real thick ones. They happen to be on sale. I always keep sponges and scrubbies. Glass cleaner for doing maid services. And I like to use this Fabuloso too, because you can dilute it down for different stuff. Don't get on your hands though, make you smell like a whore. You also want to always have some paper towels on hand. Keep some bags on hand always for putting toilet brushes in when I'm done cleaning a toilet. Got a scrub brush here. Always want to have your toilet bowl cleaner for when you're doing your winterizations. Make sure you clean your toilets or you won't get your money. I got a collapsible hose I use because I'm running in a small vehicle, so I always try to save some space. I use this for draining water heaters. Toilet brushes. Bleach for treating mold in water and bleach spray. Got a couple buckets here. Usually when I start to do a winterization, I'll drain a bucket or two and keep those in case I need to clean a toilet and flush them out real good. I also carry a respirator. I use this mostly for cleaning out moldy refrigerators that are nasty with rotten food and maggots.
Very important.
And then last but not least, and also important, always keep at least 1, 2, or 3 jugs of this. It's RV antifreeze in the wintertime on hand so that you can do your winterizations by pouring this down the drains. Moving right along. Back here in the back on the floor, you're going to see I keep a battery charger for my drills and batteries. I use that so that I can charge batteries on the road and don't have to worry about keeping fresh batteries all the time at home when I get home at night. The front seat here, see I got a 2000 watt power inverter. This is great for running that little air compressor, and also works great with the blower and if you need to run your circular saw. You get a collection of CDs that you find from whatever house you've been at recently. And then I always keep clear tape. Some of your vendors will request that you use clear tape for their labeling. Others you just use normal cheap painter's tape. And then here we got our main papers and our forms. I'll go over that in a separate video. Also very important to save your cell phone bill and your data usage. Get one of these navigators. They'll be a big help. In my door here, I always keep extra winterization notices. You can have your helper cut those up while you're on the road. That's why they reside there. Thanks very much. I hope you gained a lot of good, useful information from this, and I'll be seeing you in future installments.